Hi, everyone, and welcome to our last 2023 episode of Gulf Technology Talk. I'm so happy to have Joanna back with us for the second time. So, hi, Joanna.
Hi, Diane. So great to be back. And by the way, I was like following every single episode of Gulf Technology Talk, and all of them are awesome. Like, you had some amazing guests with so great information. And I'm honored to be like here for the final episode for this year. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
happy to have you, and it's really a pleasure to have you back. And we're so excited to have this last episode with you in 2023. And for those who don't know Joanna, who haven't seen our last episode with her, Joanna is a digital marketeer for more than 10 years and an expert in growing businesses online. So, also, before we dive into today's conversation, I want to just take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey we've had so far. So, from insightful interviews to deep dives into transformative technologies, each episode has been a learning experience. So I just want to mention quickly all the episodes that we did. Our first episode featured an enlightening conversation with Ahmed Al-Shayati, CEO and founder of Exceeders. And we talked about digital transformation in the Gulf. Following that, we explored the IT landscape in the Gulf with Nihal Salem. We also talked about the e-commerce space with Rita from MontyPay. We talked about the benefits of DevOps with Martin Kulov. We talked about ConnectX and virtual offices with Serena Kamoun. And my sixth episode was with the one and only Joanna, talking about digital growth. So, for those who didn't watch all these episodes, you can still go to Exceeders and watch them. And we talked with Dr. Mitilli about the future of work. And we talked about safeguarding your CRM with Dimitri from Skyvia. And we talked about so many topics. And I hope I didn't forget anyone. I'm looking forward to also hearing from our listeners to add more topics that would interest them and help them. So now, as we bid like farewell to 2023, it's time to look ahead. So how can we leverage the knowledge gain this year to craft a winning strategy or a winning marketing strategy for 2024? This is my first question.
The mentions of the guests, oh my God, all of them were amazing. And I definitely agree. There was so much great information out there for a lot of businesses. There was like so many good tips that I got from there. And I'm sure like people that listen to this podcast and watch it, they also get the same feeling. Thank you for the great question that we're starting this like podcast with. And I first want to add that as you see, like I'm so Christmassy right now.
I
So
love, by the way, the setting
yeah,
behind you. I'm not
started.
showing my Christmas tree because it's a bit messy. So, I think it's better to focus on your tree at the time being.
Yeah,
Yours
exactly,
looks really nice.
exactly. So it's not the biggest one that you can get, but I think like it's kind of okay.
It's perfect.
But with that said, I think like a lot of businesses right now are kind of wrapping up like 2023 and then slowing down,
Mhm.
especially like businesses that are e-commerce that had like the Black Friday and Cyber Monday and pre-Christmas shopping craziness. And a lot of our businesses are kind of like slowing down, reviewing what happened in 2023, and they're slowly starting to plan for 2024. And while I'm talking with a lot of different, not only like big businesses, but small businesses, startups, what I'm seeing is like there is a challenge for them in a sense to plan. They're unsure what exactly they need to add in the plan. And I would like to maybe try to help them and share some ideas of what they can do to plan it. But I think it first of all, let's maybe pinpoint between us what is the thing that we find the most influential in 2023. That would be a fun topic to talk about at the
Exactly.
beginning. Um, So let me start out. Like for me, and I think you might mention the same thing. So
Yeah,
that's why I want to be the first one jumping
sure.
on because it
Go
might
ahead.
be more challenging for you. I will say like, you know, open AI, ChatGPT,
Definitely.
AI in
Native
a sense,
AI
like
is
it was like a huge, huge
taking
year.
over the world.
Have you heard about this like big things happening in open AI with, the CEO stepping down and then again rehired and all the buzz and they stop
Restructuring.
new, yeah, stop new paid users. And in that sense, as a marketeer, I'm like, okay, that's strange to just stop paying users, right? Like, does it make sense? Those are the users that pay, but they decided to do a waiting list. So this shows us what a huge impact it did have. But with the impact of AI, what I'm seeing, it's like a kind of a problem there because we already have been there from a marketing point of view, of course, with the content creation, for example, and all of the things used in marketing. You get used to that language that like, for example, ChatGPT. There are quite a lot of tools for content creation,
Yeah,
but you
Google.
start getting the sense that, when you read something, don't you get a sense that is that authentic? Is it written like you start detect it like in a sense? So that's a huge challenge. If companies in 2024 doesn't find a way actually to make it more authentic, I
Yeah,
think,
I
and
agree.
make it sound more valuable, because my main concern is like, imagine how much content it's produced this year, like on social media, let's say, or on blog posts and everything. It's exploding. Like everybody's dropping something in ChatGPT, creating something, posting it, and that's it. Which nothing like I have nothing against that. But then the user, the person that is like behind the PC, they get like confused. They get what's going on there. Is that like what
So
I should
true.
listen to or should watch.
And I think they shouldn't use it also just like uh, to tell them to produce the whole content. Maybe these tools can help us in how we want to write, let's say, our blogs. But the ideas should come from the person, and like we shouldn't just copy paste the everything that these tools generate. So maybe this is the issue.
Yeah,
Maybe not the tool, but maybe how some people are using these tools also. They are
exactly.
definitely helpful. We cannot
Yeah.
deny that, but maybe
No,
the
no,
way
come
some
on. Like
people, yeah,
they're super helpful to a sense that it gives you a direction of what you want to do. But definitely, I feel like you have to have a certain touch to it.
yeah,
And definitely, AI transforming like many different industries, like not only like marketing in a
mm,
sense. Have you heard the story of the Spanish company that created like an influencer? Is
no,
that the news?
actually,
Okay. There's like a Spanish company. I forgot the name. I have hard time remembering names, but
right.
they have like created a lady, a woman, really beautiful one with the pink hair and things
Ah,
like
yeah, yeah. I think
I yeah,
I've
and
seen it.
they kind of like started to put her in different, situations and post it on Instagram. She has a good big following, so they make quite some money. I think what they mentioned was like $10,000 like per month from deals. So that's a
Not
bit
real.
like a scary thing for influencers, like in a sense, and a sad thing in another sense because like, people like to follow people, and I'm not sure why some brands want to be attached to this one, but in a sense like that's something that might change for content creators. Like, I know we call them influencers, but some of them are really great content
Mm,
creators, like, and they put so much effort in everything that they do. So this is another story how things are like moving
yeah, the
forward.
problem is there are no like control measures or limits to how can people use these tools. So yeah, I'm not sure how what's going to happen in 2024. So we'll have to wait for it.
I think there was like a meeting in UK a month, maybe 2 months ago, like a forum about like AI and discussing
Mhm.
some kind of like laws and restrictions of how we use it, because it's scary when you think about there is tools right now where we can record this video and then I can plug it into this tool. It can learn everything. It can learn my face. It can learn my voice, absolutely everything. Then I can write a script to it and it could do it exactly with me. So, and that's kind of like, a little bit scary. Not that anyone will use me as a sense, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
with no interest so far, but it's
But it's
decisive,
so
like,
easy to impersonate someone and like share a video of someone saying something that he didn't actually say. So
exactly.
also for security purposes, it might be an issue later on as well. So definitely there should be, I think, like some rules and some
Yeah.
laws for this.
With security, I agree with security, because like now we're using this captcha thing. You pick like something or numbers, and I think like at some point the AI will have that much of information and knowledge, so it can like pick, it can act like a human. And I think that's the main concern, that the current, that was something behind, I think, the open AI scandal. And then it's something that Elon Musk it's pushing. It's because they're trying a different models that they can solve. It's really simple. They can solve like math problems, like, it seems like easy for us, but it's something big in a sense, because they can teach this meta model like to do quite a big things. Like imagine like somebody that thinks like that can think, not just get an information and summarize it and send it to you, but actually can think and make a decisions, and you know in some sense influence what you are doing, because we're all humans, and we marketeers know that, because we put like in a sense some psychology and all the content and ads and everything. And AI to be able to do that, how we can how we can make sure they don't do it, so it's harmful. So that's also a concern. Yeah.
Exactly. And now, like we've already maybe mentioned, talked about this topic in our previous episode, but like more and more we're seeing shifts towards a more personalized and targeted marketing, and using AI also, and using the data that companies have from customer interactions, from social media and other like other sources, have empowered businesses to create more tailored and effective marketing campaign. So understanding your audience has never been more critical, but it's still not easy, I think. So as we close this chapter on 2023, how can businesses reflect on whether their strategy was successful, and how can they plan for the future to be able to personalize more and more their campaigns? Especially, I'm talking also about that companies that don't have large marketing teams or resources. So, how do you think they can benefit from that?
I think, first of all, you're totally right. Like finding your perfect audience, it's not that easy thing. And the problem that can arise is that the audience preferences shift, like, every, not that often, like, I mean, not every single month, but
Mm.
if you look year to year, we can see how everything else influences. Let's say like we had this COVID coming up like the previous year, where everybody was like closed and not so much like spending outside of that, even for businesses, for customers. Then now we have like two major crises plus a huge inflation.
Yeah.
And we can see it here in Europe, especially in countries like from the West, like Germany. They're starting to feel that problems with customers reducing their spendings and as well as businesses. I don't know if you heard of, but um, one of the biggest real estate for commercial, like I think for the office, like commercial real estate, like corporation, is it in Belgium? Maybe they just like bankrupt. They said like we're bankrupting. So it's the situation. It's not good for the businesses. They plan like economists plan to be in not a good situation like in the following 2024. And here I don't want to make this huge conclusion. It's based on what I read and know, basically, in that sense. So what businesses do when they're not in a booming economy, they usually start cutting on a marketing budget, which in a sense it's a wrong thing. And last crisis like 2029, actually what data showed, it's businesses that perceived and continued spending money on their marketing, actually they kind of did quite well after that, because
Especially now.
after yeah, after like it's something like after each recession you have a boom, after each
Mhm.
boom you have recession. So it's not something that's not happened before. With that
I
said, I
agree.
don't think like businesses should cut on a marketing budget. I would say in 2024 they need to optimize their marketing budget. Uh, they need to sit down, and that's not a kind of an easy job because it requires like a certain amount of time they need to spend in those like boring things, looking at data, and somebody needs to analyze. And if they have a lot of sources to get this data, I think they will should spend like at least 2 days, all the team that they have, like writing down what happened in 2023. Where did like the budget go? What was like delivered? What was successful? What was not successful? And what I'm saying, like not successful, and I know you asked about this, it's basically like they set a goal, probably like when you do something in
Mhm.
marketing, you set a goal. And here, I'm not sure if it's a good goal, a bad goal, realistic or unrealistic, but if they reach that goal, then it was successful. If they didn't, then it's not successful. So it's that easy to decide. But I think they should optimize their budgets. Like look at what went well, where did they spend, how they optimize it, do something for a long term.
Yeah, and what
One,
do
I
you
think.
think like some of the key factors to consider when setting goals and metrics? Because you've mentioned that. So before going into the actual campaigns and checking the performance and analyzing the performance, like what are some of the key factors to consider when you want to set these goals and metrics?
So I think what I want to like say here is basically every business wants to be a profitable one, right? So every business wants to have like a certain revenue. No business wants to just be always on a loss and minus. And depending on a business, I would say like first think about what's comfortable. So set a budget that you know that it will help you survive. I'm not saying here like help you earn millions and super big margins. Like, what is the minimum budget that your company needs? And here, maybe I'm talking a little bit more about mid-sized businesses, because big businesses, enterprises have like R&D, research and development, which eats a lot of their business or a lot of their budgets and stuff like this. Here, I'm talking more simply about like how do you look even on a project scale, like what budget do you need yearly for this one to be able to continue doing this one, so this project or this business. And then if you have like this number, then you calculate the costs, right?
Okay.
And then based on those costs, you calculate monthly or yearly what kind of revenue you need to cover those costs. And from there on, you set a goals, like you said like I will need like 1 million this year, right? I'll need to be able to survive. I'm not talking even on on like making so much in profit. And then you start reversing that, like, what I need to do, what people that working for me need to do to achieve this one. And what is the most effective thing? Like, do I need to fix my product? Do I need to fix my like pricing? If it's a SaaS, do I need to, spend more resources to put people into my funnel? Or whatever it is, like you just do a reverse goal. But
Yeah, and set
what
realistic also goals and metrics that you can actually achieve. Like
exactly.
this is also a crucial, I think, point, because some organization maybe set really high goals and metrics, and they can never achieve these goals or numbers. So I think at some point they have to really analyze what they have already done previously to set realistic goals.
I definitely like agree. And then, Leanne, what's the main challenge and how usually businesses do their goals? They pick a number
Yeah,
that sounds good for them. Like, I need 1,000 sales, or I need like 100 new people using my software. Like, and they choose numbers and they
not based on
justify, yeah,
scientific.
yeah, nothing that will make them it make them relevant, like, and what they're thinking about, it's like, okay, so this sounds good to me, and then I see company A is doing good because I'm seeing their social media and they have so much engagement, so they certainly have at least 100 users, like, and that's why I think that's something realistic to have 100 users. And this is how companies pick their goals. Like, not every single company, but most of the companies that I've seen, they have like a hard time picking a goal. And instead of picking a goal and reverse, tasking, so doing tasks based on the goal, what they do, it's like take one thing and then they say, I think this will work. Just throw it, work on it. I think this will work, throw it, work on it. And here I'm talking only from the marketing, of course, perspective, because I don't know how they do it,
Yeah,
like with
yeah,
their tech teams and then
yeah.
things like this. But probably it's something similar, I can assume. Like,
And I think that also sometimes, let's say, uh, the, we set marketing goals, let's say, and then let's say we want to launch a certain campaign, but then there should be coordination between, let's say, the team's concerned, because sometimes the product is not ready, for example. So the campaign might be ready, but we want to make sure that before launching this campaign, for example, that we have also, on the other hand, the readiness of the product as well. And sometimes I think it sounds simple, but I think a lot of companies face also these challenges between the coordination between teams to actually achieve the goal that both teams are looking for.
I cannot agree more with you, Leanne. Like, definitely, I cannot agree more with you uh, about that. Like, and that's a kind of a, my advice will be, if somebody like wants to listen to my advices, of course, like, my advice will be spend first month in January connecting and planning all your steps. So as I say, it's a journey, for your customers, for your potential users, for people that buy from you. It's a journey. So you have to have prepared all the different steps within that journey, because otherwise, if in the middle of the path you have like a hole, let's say, or a stone, it's not going to be a nice, ride, nice hiking, because they will be stopped at that point. There'll be a wall and they cannot jump over, or they will be, that's too hard. Let me just go back, and you're losing. So build everything. If you're doing a campaign, don't start from, we're gonna run ads, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do social media. Start from like, where are our audiences, like, what stage it is, and based on that stage of your audience or the people that you want to attract, then from there start building it step by step. So for people that are in awareness, it will take 10 more steps. For people that are in already like consideration, it's a different steps. And for people that are ready to buy, then send them to your sales team, like they can take care of them. So but you have to prepare every single step and then work towards that thing, not just like pick something and throw it there and you feel better that you have marketing activities or something going and you feel like, oh, the marketing team is working, like at the end of the day nothing happens, like. And that's something that's too often seen, and that's the thing for 2024. Not only like optimize the budget, but make sure you kind of like automate the process. Like so many marketing things can be automated.
Yeah,
Then
definitely.
we had like a call like with a guy last time, and he told us like what is his process. It was really clever process for lead generation. Like he used Zapier and he used ChatGPT and just a normal form, and then that's it. And it seemed like people put their email, it sent to ChatGPT, then he got a response with everything, and it's like the perfect, like, use technology in a sense that can help you make it more
They will
personalized.
definitely see the difference. Like
Yeah,
once they go and automate all the tasks that can be automated, it will definitely get you more results. That's for sure.
it
And
will
especially with lots of competition also, that you need to do that. It's not optional anymore.
no. What happens with the like with the businesses, it's if they had like a good marketing, there's attraction. There's something that even if they stop right now and they had like a consistent sales in the past like 2 years because of the good marketing, and if they stop right now doing, let's say, this, just reduce the efforts, then everything will continue the same way in the next few months, right? Because there is something like that's already um, piled up behind them that's pushing them in that direction. But then the problem comes after those few months pass, because all the competition took this and started growing. And the businesses after those years start realizing how behind they are, because even though they had this false sense of everything is doing good, and see, we don't spending much on marketing but we are doing good, that's just like not true statement at all. That's because like they have a good base after that. And at that point it's hard to go and jump into the competition because you already lost quite some time. And even though like some people don't find that so important, but timing in marketing, it's something increasing
It's
important,
so
extremely
critical.
important, in a sense. Like if you catch a good time when people do their decisions and they need something done, it's a no-brainer. So,
Definitely true. And also jumping back on what we mentioned previously, I think there should be a balance between, of course, automating some tasks and using AI also to help us with our work, but also to keep everything authentic as well. So this is maybe the challenge that some people are, let's say, doing everything manual, or they are going completely for AI and automation and losing also this sense of authenticity. So maybe this is the challenge now, to keep the balance between both.
yeah. And as I said, like people are so much fed up with that much information. So I think the next trend will be like really high quality, valuable content. Uh,
Mhm.
Not so much like content, too much of a same content. And the balance, that's really hard to keep. Um, because as I said, some companies find it easy, and if they put like a lower priority on those things, they usually think that investing a little bit more, because if you have a content curator, right, the person who goes there, makes the content or the graphics and everything, um, they need to get like some pay. They need to be paid, right? They need to be good paid because they're doing a good job. But some companies like want to cut on that budget. Absolutely understandable, because like companies always want to optimize their spendings to be able to be more profitable. That's
Mm.
nothing wrong with this one. So I think hopefully in 2024 we will see more creative things, especially for people in the graphic. Like now the thing in 2023, it's actually like Midjourney and Daily E, and Daily E is quite good now, included in ChatGPT
Mhm.
for, and it, to be honest, it does quite a good job. Like, like, and I'm sad for people that put their creative and art, people put their souls in actually making art, and it seems like they're not so well, they don't deserve that in a
Yeah.
sense. So I
Mm.
hope like
Mhm.
that kind of changes. I mean, for marketing purposes, gladly, none of them is that good with writing and putting stuff together. So some of those graphic designers are safe for now. But for art and creating like those art images, that's something that's
Yeah,
sad to see,
it's
yeah.
sad to see because there are so many people that are really like this is the only thing. For example, they do they are dedicated for their art, and then you see like you can simply
It's
now use some tools to create.
it's soulless, Leon. For me, honestly, like even though I appreciate the technology, there
Mhm.
is not soul, because in every painting that an artist does, like in every single thing, they put something from them, a touch that there is no way you can see that like in AI. Even if you told them like put a French bulldog on a moon, okay, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. You can do it, but there is nothing from the artist there.
Yeah.
And I heard that it will be the same for the music now when they start, doing like the music from AI. So in that sense, I think like artists or people that do this will be the most hurt,
Yeah.
which is worse, because this is how we.
We will have to wait and see. So we need to have also the same conversation end of 2024
Yeah, that'll be
and
fun to see if we
see.
were right. Like it was a dooming thing. I don't think that much will happen. Like, there will be a big change. I think people are getting used to AI. So it's going
Yeah.
to be, the usage will be more in marketing, definitely.
They're starting to know where to use it more, like instead of just generalizing it for everything. So they're starting to know more where they can actually benefit from it. So
Exactly.
so this is also something very important. And but I want to talk about like all companies need to really adapt quickly, and it's very challenging. So how do you think companies can achieve this? And like if you can provide also some examples based on your experience.
Adapt
Like
to
yeah,
using AI in their marketing.
in everything, to using AI to quickly adapt the content to the audience behavioral change. So a lot of things are changing so quickly, which makes it challenging for the marketing team also to adapt their campaigns, for example.
I think like the wisest thing they can do is find a person that knows how to connect all the things, and just ask him for advice so they can like train and teach. Otherwise, the second thing is like team, training about this one. I don't think like there's so many resources out there. Like, you can Google it and find thousands of things, YouTube videos. The problem with that is that they're not like connected. So you cannot get the full big picture. You get something like how to automate this, let's say for this email marketing, or how to do best for which prompts to use. on this one, and so on and so on. Then my second advice, it's like learn the art of prompting. So that's like even the first one. So have one team member, and this is only thing that he does. Like he tests prompts, he teaches the models. Like now you have chat GPTs. He he can do that. Like find the best prompt for your company, because using like AI, I can tell you, like you can make it look absolutely authentic, but what you need to do, you need to feed them first, you need to explain, you need to add so much more information, so they can start acting like you, they can start acting like you. This is your team. So hire a prompt person, like call it the marketing prompt guy or girl, and then make them do only this one to support every single other team members and doing only this one, and you'll see like a huge change. Like you can definitely, the company can definitely grow like in grow faster with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just like testing here, testing this team member. I want like a social media calendar for my company. There it's like I want this for my company, and they're both different brand languages. They're both like different land, different using of the words, like uh revolution, like what, elevate, like all of those like uh words that you can sense. It's like the AI. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly, exactly. So you see the same content repeating itself again and again.
Yeah, yeah. So companies focus on finding a good prompt
Mm.
person for your company, and keep a list of tools. Keep a list of tools. You don't need to have like 10,000 tools right there. That's time consuming. Keep the only one that you really want to use and optimize those. Like I see companies getting excited about so many tools and then testing them out and spending like weeks and months testing different tools and deciding which one it's better, which one it's not.
And the problem is when we need to change always like the tools that we are using. I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's not really beneficial to do all these changes for like one additional feature that you get from the other tool. So, and sometimes it might be really beneficial to let go of the tool that you are used to
Uh,
and
a
use.
tool that businesses can use, definitely, I would say it's Stemix. So there is no, if they want to start 2024, I think they should look at Stemix. Like it's a tool that is really powerful, and it's something that will definitely help their company. And it's a one single tool, but it has so many features, like great features.
Exactly.
And Stemix, it's part of Exceeders, and Exceeders like has so many also like
Yeah,
great partners in the marketplace, which is
exactly.
amazing because companies, especially the ones that you want to go into the Gulf, they can just go and look at this like all at the single place, like tools, and they can search and see how everyone, like see the best of the best. Because in the Exceeders marketplace, those are not just any companies, those are the companies that are checked. Those are the companies that that has a strong presence and high quality of their solutions.
Exactly. And this is how actually the concept of Exceeders came to existence. So the main objective was to help businesses, specifically in the Gulf region, to find the best IT provider and to have visibility on like the companies they can work with, on the products offered, and also like for the IT providers as well, we're creating more for them opportunities to expand in the Gulf region and to highlight what they provide. And of course, for them to be part of the Exceeders network, there's a long process of evaluation. So, like you said, these are the best of the best providers on our marketplace. And the nice thing about it that you give opportunity also to like startups and small to medium companies, but which are offering really innovative products.
Yeah.
So such as Temex, as you mentioned. So definitely.
Dynamics, it's like, and I really enjoyed like the episode on Connectix, and that's like perfect solution for so I advise some of my companies like
Yeah.
use Connectix. It will help you with your team communication, with productivity, with everything. Like, and you need all of those things, as we said, to connect all the dots together. And this is how you do it. So Exceeders came with this solution, which is a perfect solution. They like you had as a company years of experience working with companies. Now you have a good team. I work with you and know like how great communication is and how much the tool like actually helped you out to achieve this. It's like the perfect example. And also,
Exactly.
I want to mention something else that I don't want to forget about because we talked about hiring a prompt engineers. And I
Yeah.
want to say, like, you have to go see what hiring is in Exceeders. Like, you have to go and check the options that you have as a company, as a recruiter, to see how easy it is to find like a vetted candidates, like, not just like somebody, but people that have like they did it and they did it
Every
well.
day we like hear from companies they have challenges, especially I'm talking about in the IT field, like to find the right candidates because it's getting really competitive and it's getting like really hard to find IT resources. And this is where Exceeders we focus on specifically the IT industry. So finding the right IT talent. So I think this is also an edge for Exceeders because you see that a lot of maybe recruitment companies or tools that they don't have this focus specifically. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, what I've seen, like a lot of recruitments, they're focused on the quality, no, quantity, and
Mhm.
with Exceeders, it's always on quality. And you don't want like five IT guys that you change like every single month. You want a single one that it's high quality talent and has all the skills that you need. So that's why I'm advising companies with their hiring to just go there, just go to Exceeders and
And
see.
even if they don't want to pay for anything, they can simply visit Exceeders and go to Talent Hub on Exceeders, and they can simply register free of charge, and they can like add their requirements for IT resources and post it, and they will get candidates without even paying anything. It's completely free of charge.
Exactly. So no brainer at all. Like this is something they should add in 2024. Like and with that development of everything, I should expect like in 2024 STEMX Exceeders, the marketplace to grow. I see how big of an influence that makes to businesses that go to use it. And that's a testament for if you want to grow, then you go to Exceeders. Like there's no doubt there. If you want your company to be stable in golf, if you want to enter this, there is no other place to go in that sense. Like, and I'm telling you, I'm from Europe and I can clearly see that. So I'm not just talking from
So happy to hear that actually.
yeah,
And by the
so
way, we have so much plans for 2024. So
yeah.
I'm really looking forward because you're gonna also see a lot of new features and new things that we're gonna
Well,
introduce also on Exceeders.
that sounds super amazing. Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much, Joanna. Thank you. And it's I really enjoyed this talk. And I'm really looking forward for 2024 because we'll continue to explore, experiment, and elevate our digital strategies together.
yeah.
So
Thank you,
We'll
Liana. It
be
was such
having you in
a
2024.
yeah, it was so big. It's like such a pleasure being again like in this amazing podcast. And I will like hope in 2024 to be something like a coming again guest.
Of
No,
course,
just like
that's for sure.
like they will be like, oh, this is just that girl Joanna there. But it will be nice. I will follow really closely like all single episodes and your guests. So anybody like that you invite, it's amazing. And again, like thank you and looking forward for a great 2024.
Thank you so much. And I want to say that I really learned a lot from you and from all our guests. And you are definitely one of the fixed guests we're going to have.
Regulars, right? Regulars.
Regular, exactly.
Every few months here with Joanna. Every few months here
Definitely.
with
So
Joanna.
thank you so much. Thank you for our listeners. And I wish you all a fantastic end to 2023 and even a more successful journey in 2024.